My golden brother hired a private investigator to expose me as a failure, but instead, he uncovered my multi-million-dollar success. I was stacking boxes in the warehouse when my phone buzzed. A text from my brother Derek. Family dinner Saturday, 6 p.m. Don't embarrass us by showing up in your work clothes. Classic Derek. Always reminding me I'm the family disappointment. Growing up, Derek was the golden child. Straight A's, varsity captain, full scholarship to Stanford. I barely graduated, worked dead-end jobs, lived in a studio apartment on the wrong side of town. Every holiday was a performance where Derek showcased his achievements while I sat quietly. The cautionary tale. At 32, Derek had the corner office, the Tesla, the fiancé who looked like she walked off a magazine cover. I drove a 15-year-old Honda and wore thrift store jeans. Our parents didn't even try to hide their disappointment in me anymore. Saturday came. I showed up in my usual flannel and work boots. Derek's fiancée Melissa wrinkled her nose. "Still at the warehouse?" she asked, voice dripping with pity. "It's honest work," I replied. Derek smirked. "Honest. That's one word for it." Dad launched into his usual speech about wasted potential, while Mom nodded sympathetically. Derek's success was praised, dissected, celebrated. My existence was tolerated. After dinner, Derek cornered me by the door. "You know, little brother, some of us actually make something of ourselves." I just nodded and left. 3 weeks later, another family gathering. Derek had that look, the one he got before dropping bombs. Halfway through dessert, he stood up with a folder. "Before we finish, there's something everyone needs to see." My stomach dropped. "I hired a private investigator," Derek announced. Eyes locked on me. "Because I suspected our dear brother here wasn't being honest about his life," Mom gasped. Dad leaned forward, concerned. "I thought maybe he was into something illegal. Drugs, gambling. Who knows what else would explain his secrecy." Derek opened the folder with theatrical flair. Turns out I was right to investigate. He pulled out the first document. Marcus doesn't just work at a warehouse. His smug smile started to falter as he read. He owns the warehouse and the distribution company. And apparently, his voice trailed off. I stayed silent, watching his face as he flipped through pages. Bank statements, property deeds, business registrations, tax returns showing 7-figure income. "This can't be right," Derek said quietly. The smugness had evaporated. "That's the company that supplies our firm's entire logistics chain." Dad grabbed the folder. His jaw dropped. "Marcus, is this real?" I took a sip of water. "Yeah, started the business 8 years ago with $3,000 and a used truck. Kept my head down, reinvested everything, grew it slowly." "But you dress like," Mom started. "Like someone who works?" "Yeah, I'm at the warehouse every day. My employees see me loading trucks, sweeping floors, doing inventory. Can't ask them to work hard if I'm not willing to." Derek's face had gone pale. "You let us think you were struggling. You never asked," I said simply. "You assumed, talked down to me, pitied me. I just let you believe what you wanted to believe." Melissa looked at Derek, then at me, then back at Derek. The shift in her expression was almost funny. "Why hide it?" Dad asked. "Because this," I gestured around the table, "was exhausting. If you'd known, it would have been worse. Constant requests for money, investments in Derek's schemes, expectations, judgment about how I spent it. I just wanted to build something without the family circus." Derek stood up abruptly. "This is insane. The PI cost you what, $5,000? I asked. "Could have just asked me directly. Would have been free." I pulled out my own folder and slid it across. "Since you went through the trouble, here's my formal offer to acquire your firm's logistics division. It's been underperforming for 2 years. I can fix that." Derek stared at the number on the first page. His company's biggest client was offering to buy out an entire department, the department he managed. "You're seriously? Business is business," I interrupted. "Think it over." I stood up, grabbed my jacket. "Thanks for dinner, Mom. And Derek, next time you want to expose someone, make sure you're ready for what you might find." The Honda started on the third try. As I drove away, my phone exploded with messages. I silenced it and smiled. Some people chase validation. I chased success. Turns out you only need one.